The sun cast a tender glow over the vibrant city of Alexandria, with its white rooftops glittering like pearls by the Mediterranean Sea. Ancient merchants, wrapped in flowing garments, began their daily journeys, navigating through the maze of streets with aromas of spices and sweet dates trailing in the air. The subtle clamor of the market's awakening harmonized with the gentle breeze, rustling the leaves of olive trees that lined the Nile's banks. Nearby, the impressive library of Alexandria stood with its towering columns, a beacon of knowledge and curiosity. Scholars from distant lands whispered their debates, scribbling their thoughts as soft laughter from children playing echoed against the stone buildings, bringing a gentle warmth to the day. Not far from the bustling heart of the city, a humble potter sat at his wheel, hands steady and focused, as he molded soft clay into vibrant vessels. His workshop, small and cluttered, was a treasure trove of colors and textures, with shelves brimming with beautifully crafted pots awaiting their turn in the sun-fired kiln. Rays of light spilt through the wooden beams above, dancing across the floor and casting intricate shadows. The rhythmic hum of the spinning wheel seemed to sync with the distant lull of the ocean waves. It was a world woven together by the threads of patience and tradition, where each piece of pottery was both a vessel for grain and a keeper of stories. As the morning unfolded, the potter looked up from his work, taking a moment to watch a young boy, his apprentice, intently observing his every move. The boy's face was a picture of concentration, eyes wide with the curiosity of learning a cherished craft. The potter smiled, remembering the days of his own apprenticeship, when his hands first shaped the malleable earth into something beautiful and lasting. Between them, no words were needed, just the shared silence of clay, being shaped into a form destined for utility and art. The apprentice took his place at an adjoining wheel, hands slightly trembling, yet steady with youthful resolve. The potter nodded, imparting a silent encouragement, as the young hands began their dance with the clay. Outside, the vibrant city continued its day with a quiet elegance. In the marketplace, fishmongers exchanged their morning catch for coins, and skilled weavers demonstrated their craft with looms, coloring the street with textiles of radiant hues. Children scampered past vendors, occasionally stopping to gawk at intricate crafts, or to sneak a tangy date from a merchant's stall. Above, seabirds glided across the sky, their cries melding with the gentle tones of lyres being played in the distance. The city moved with the rhythm of life, each moment a gentle weave in the tapestry of existence. For the potter, as for so many others in that eternal city, it was a day like any other, filled with small wonders, quiet joy, and the ongoing cycle of creation and care. As the festival unfolded, the potter recalled tales of old, stories shared by his elders during such celebrations that reached far beyond the rhythms of Alexandria. Tales of mariners and travelers who had plied the seas, trading not just goods, but songs and stories that crossed borders like whispers on the wind. He turned to the young apprentice, recounting these vibrant narratives of Phoenician sailors who brought purple dye from distant shores, and Greek philosophers who had once walked these very streets. The boy listened, eyes wide with wonder, absorbing each story as if it were another piece of clay, waiting to be molded by his imagination. The evening sky slowly donned its stars, each one a tiny flicker in the grand tapestry above. As twilight deepened, lanterns lit the cityscape, casting a warm glow over the revelers. The festival continued with the aroma of roasted meats and freshly baked bread wafting through the air, mingling with the music. The potter and his apprentice wandered through the crowd, stopping to share a meal with fellow artisans, a jeweler and a stonemason, under the generous arms of a fig tree. Conversations flowed softly, interwoven with laughter, acknowledging a shared history and the work of each pair of hands. It was a night where time seemed to pause, allowing the city to bask in its communal bond, a celebration of heritage and the beauty of life's enduring continuity. As dawn approached, the city of Alexandria lay quiet, wrapped in a gentle blanket of mist that rolled in from the sea. The potter awoke to the soft sounds of waves murmuring against the docked ships, the kind of lullaby that greets early risers with the promise of a new day. He stepped outside, the air cool and refreshing against his skin, and made his way toward the docks where fishermen were already preparing their nets and boats. The sight of their silhouettes against the breaking light was a familiar comfort, a reminder of the day's simple yet meaningful rhythm. Back at the workshop, The potter's apprentice had already started gathering the tools needed for the day's work, his youthful energy a contrast to the lingering peace of the early morning. The potter joined him, the two of them sharing a wordless understanding, an appreciation for the day's potential. They began their routine, hands warming the clay, each piece echoing the stories told the night before. Their creations, while bound to the earth, seemed to carry the whispers of the sea breeze, a testament to Alexandria's unique blend of history, culture, and the unending flow of life. As the sun rose higher, casting its golden glow over the bustling streets and serene workshops, the city came alive once more, renewing its timeless cycle of creation, celebration, and community. As the afternoon light softened, casting a mellow glow through the workshop, the potter and his apprentice turned their attention to a new project, a large amphora promised to a local merchant. The apprentice, under the potter's guidance, mixed pigments for the finishing touches, choosing hues that mirrored the vibrant life and landscapes of Alexandria. The potter's experienced hands guided the brush with a steady grace, creating patterns that danced around the vessel's form like the tales they had shared under the stars. Each stroke seemed to whisper a fragment of the city's history, a seafaring journey, a bustling marketplace, or a night of jubilant festivities. Together they worked in quiet harmony, the gentle scraping of clay and soft-spoken instructions filling the space between them. As evening descended, the city's pace relaxed, the bustling energy transforming into a serene murmur. The day's work complete, the potter and his apprentice tidied the workshop, the scent of clay mingling with the cool evening air. They stepped outside to watch the sunset paint the sky in rich, golden hues, reflecting off the harbor that shimmered like a tapestry of light. Gratified by their shared labor, they spoke of future plans, of vessels yet to be crafted, and stories yet to be told. The apprentice, inspired by the day's various encounters, resolved to imbue his creations with all he had seen and heard, to contribute to Alexandria's enduring legacy with his own budding artistry. Side by side, they watched as the day gracefully bowed to night, the celestial rhythm echoing in the quiet contentment of their hearts. With the break of dawn, a soft symphony of birdsong heralded a new day in Alexandria. The potter and his apprentice resumed their craft with a comforting familiarity, their movements almost instinctual in the dim morning light filtering through the windows. Today, the focus was on creating smaller, intricate pieces, delicate bowls and cups that would serve everyday purposes while telling the stories of their creation. Each piece embodied a subtle balance. They were practical, yet bore the imprint of the artisan's spirit. As the apprentice worked, he found himself incorporating elements from his adventures through the city, the arch of an ancient doorway, the intricate weave of a tapestry, even the undulating motion of the waves. As midday approached, the potter paused their work, announcing a visit to the Library of Alexandria, a place not just of books but of inspiration and quiet contemplation. Entering the grand hall felt like stepping into another world, one where the collective knowledge of civilizations was woven together with papyrus and inkstone. The apprentice roamed through the aisles, entranced by the rows of scrolls and the aura of reverence that enveloped the space. Here, among the whispers of scholars and the rustle of parchment, he discovered new tales and designs to kindle his craft. The potter, observing his apprentice's wonder, acknowledged the importance of these moments, a reminder that creativity was nurtured as much by learning as it was by doing. Together, they left the library, their thoughts rich with inspiration, ready to be transformed into the tactile beauty of clay. As time passed, the apprentice's work began to draw attention beyond the merchant's stalls. Word of his unique style and delicate craftsmanship spread throughout the city, catching the gaze of art collectors and patrons seeking something beyond the ordinary. Young scholars and travelers, each touched by the vibrancy of Alexandria, sought the apprentice's pieces for their beauty and the stories they whispered. The workshop became a beacon of creativity, where the boundary between past and present blurred, and each creation was an homage to the city's rich cultural tapestry. The potter watched with pride, as his apprentice began to shape not just clay, but a legacy uniquely his own, rooted in the city's ancient heart, and blossoming into new expression. Encouraged by this burgeoning recognition, the apprentice decided to hold an exhibition, a gathering to celebrate his creations and the influences that inspired them. Invitations were sent to fellow artisans, patrons, and curious minds, all eager to engage with the artistry born from Alexandria's streets and stories. On the evening of the event, the workshop glowed with warmth and anticipation, its walls adorned with the apprentice's work, each piece a testament to his journey. Guests mingled amidst the array of intricate vessels and vibrant bowls, pausing to admire the subtle narratives embedded in the clay. The apprentice, alongside his mentor, welcomed them with stories and demonstrations, sharing insights into a craft that wove imagination with tradition, celebrating the enduring spirit of a city where history and art thrived hand in hand. As the exhibition wound down, the last few guests lingered in the warm glow of the workshop, reluctant to leave the enchanting space where stories and craft had intertwined so beautifully. The apprentice engaged in conversations that further deepened his insights and connections, each exchange adding a new layer to the rich tapestry of influences driving his work. He realized that the evening was not just a culmination of his artistic journey, but also a new beginning, filled with potential collaborations and endless pathways to explore. The potter observed these interactions with a quiet contentment, knowing his role as a guide had nurtured a promising future. With the final farewells exchanged, the workshop slowly drifted into a soothing quiet, the essence of the evening leaving a serene afterglow. Alone with his thoughts, the apprentice took time to reflect, surrounded by his creations, each one a silent witness to dreams realized and aspirations yet fulfilled. He understood that his journey was far from over. It was expanding beyond his imagination, weaving through the cultural legacy of Alexandria and forward into worlds waiting to be discovered. The apprentice felt an undeniable connection to the city, grateful for its timeless inspiration and the tending hands of his mentor. With renewed determination, he embraced the evolving narrative of his craft and the stories it would continue to tell, steadfast in nurturing Alexandria's eternal flame. Weeks passed, and the workshop thrived with renewed energy, a hive of creativity and collaboration. The apprentice, emboldened by the success of the exhibition, pushed the boundaries of his craft. He experimented with new forms and techniques, drawn from both local traditions and the diverse influences of travelers and scholars he encountered. His pieces began to reflect a more personal narrative, capturing the essence of his unique journey through Alexandria. The potter watched with pride as his apprentice's confidence soared, offering insights when needed, yet allowing the young artist the space to explore his craft unfettered. One particular morning, a traveler from distant lands visited the workshop, drawn by tales of its famed artistry. She marveled at the apprentice's works, noting the way each piece seemed to capture the vibrant pulse of Alexandria, as though it held a conversation with the city's storied past. Intrigued, she commissioned a series of vessels, each to reflect a different view of the city, from the bustling markets to the serene shores. The apprentice embraced the challenge, eager to encapsulate the city's spirit and dovetail it with the nuances of his own experiences. As he worked, the bonds of clay and culture intertwined seamlessly under his skilled touch, each creation an enduring testament to the eternal dance between history, imagination, and innovation. As the seasons shifted, and the warmth of summer enveloped the city, Alexandria buzzed with renewed enthusiasm, and the workshop remained a sanctuary for creativity and camaraderie. Inspired by the traveler's reaction and the profound reach of his art, the apprentice began organizing gatherings at the workshop, inviting artisans, scholars, and storytellers. These evenings drew a diverse crowd from different walks of life, each eager to share their craft, insights, and tales. It became a vibrant tapestry of Alexandria's cultural mosaic, a shared celebration of the city's influences and the passion that bound them together. During one such gathering, as the sun dipped below the horizon casting long shadows through the workshop, a renowned storyteller captured the audience with tales of ancient travelers who had once graced Alexandria's shores. The apprentice listened intently, taking in every detail, as if the words themselves could be shaped into clay. These stories fueled his imagination, and he envisioned future creations inspired by these narratives. Each new piece of pottery would be more than an artifact. It would be a living document, a tribute to Alexandria's enduring spirit of exchange and its role as a crucible of ideas and artistry. The apprentice, surrounded by the rich culture that defined his beloved city, felt his path illuminated by both tradition and novel inspiration, an unending journey shared with the potter and embraced by the community he adored. As the night unfolded, lanterns flickering warmly, the workshop buzzed, not just with artistic pursuit, but with a profound sense of purpose and belonging. The weeks that followed brought new horizons, as the apprentice, fueled by recent encounters and the stories he had gathered, channeled his creativity into a collection that spoke of Alexandria's multifaceted soul. Each piece was meticulously crafted to capture the essence of interactions and tales that had unfolded within the workshop's welcoming walls. Some bore intricate wave patterns reminiscent of the city's maritime legacy, while others featured delicate geometric designs that echoed the scholarly endeavors of the storied library. The collection aimed to represent not just a personal journey, but the shared evolution of a community that thrived on the exchange of ideas and culture. As the collection neared completion, the potter, ever the watchful mentor, proposed an ambitious idea, a traveling exhibition that would take these creations beyond the city's borders. The apprentice embraced this vision, thrilled at the prospect of sharing Alexandria's spirit with distant lands. Together, they planned the journey, carefully selecting cities along ancient trade routes, where the art could speak to diverse audiences. As preparations took shape, a palpable excitement filled the air, transforming the workshop into a bustling hub of activity. The apprentice sensed that this endeavor, forged in the crucible of Alexandria's vibrant heritage, would fulfill the promise of his craft, bridging worlds and time through the language of clay. It was not just an exhibition. It was a continuation of Alexandria's legacy, woven seamlessly into every vessel, echoing stories untold and yet to be lived. The voyage stretched out in a rhythm of days defined by endless sea and open sky. As the ship navigated the ancient trade routes, it became a mobile gallery, with merchants, sailors, and fellow travelers drawn to the vibrant collection. Each encounter unfolded like a chapter of a burgeoning story, with the apprentice sharing the tales embedded within each vessel, the echoes of Alexandria's bustling markets, its serene harbors, and the whispers of its scholarly havens. The beauty of these interactions lay in the exchange of narratives. Those who marveled at the art offered their own stories and perspectives in return, enriching the apprentice's understanding of the vast world beyond his home. Every port brought new vistas and experiences, providing a tapestry of cultural insights and exchanges. In bustling marketplaces, shadowed temples, and tranquil courtyards, the apprentice found inspiration in diverse artistic expressions and local customs. Each new city embraced the collection and its stories, fostering conversations that bridged differences and celebrated shared humanity. As the journey unfolded, the apprentice grew, not just in skill and vision, but in an appreciation for the interconnectedness of all cultures. With every docking, the apprentice carried forth the spirit of Alexandria, one of openness, wonder, and the pursuit of understanding, and in doing so, contributed to a legacy where art continued to transcend borders and time. Settling back into the rhythm of life in Alexandria, the apprentice found the workshop brimming with potential. The pieces he crafted now reflected a fusion of influences, rich stories from lands afar, interwoven with the familiar heartbeat of his home. Each vessel became a medley of colors and patterns, marrying ancient Egyptian motifs with hints of Greek harmony and echoes of Phoenician seafaring lore. This syncretic approach soon captivated the community, and the apprentice found himself in the role of both artist and storyteller, translating his journey into forms that resonated with all who encountered them. The potter, witnessing the transformation, couldn't help but express his pride. Together, they embarked on new projects, their collaborations blending wisdom with innovation. The workshop became a nexus of inspiration once more, its doors open to all seeking the spark of creativity. Here, artists gathered to share techniques and insights, while scholars pondered the stories whispered in clay. As the city hummed with renewed curiosity, the apprentice knew his voyage had come full circle. Alexandria, with its enduring spirit and eclectic soul, had not only shaped him, but now stood to benefit from the rich tapestry of ideas and cultures he had brought back. In this ever-evolving dance of art and narrative, the apprentice embraced his role as a keeper of stories, a custodian of creativity, ensuring that the legacy of Alexandria thrived anew in every creation. One tranquil evening, as the gentle sea breeze carried the scents of the bustling city through the workshop, an elder from a distant land visited. She brought with her textiles of brilliant colors and patterns, woven with threads that told her own land's ancient stories. Intrigued, the apprentice invited her to stay, eager to see how these woven narratives could inspire new creations. Together they began to discuss and exchange ideas, sketching potential designs that intertwined the vibrant motifs of her homeland with the familiar aesthetics of Alexandria. The synergy of their collaboration infused the workshop with an exciting new energy, as craftspeople and artisans alike gathered to witness the merging of these diverse traditions. As weeks passed, their collaboration yielded a collection unlike any before, ceramics that spoke in hues and patterns with voices from both ends of the Mediterranean. These creations, gathered in an exhibition, drew admirers from all corners, intrigued by the innovative fusion of styles. The potter, watching this new chapter unfold, felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The apprentice had not only mastered the craft, but had also become a conduit of continuous cultural exchange. Each piece of pottery served as a testament to the spirit of Alexandria, a city that, through the centuries, never ceased to be a crossroads, a place where stories converged and new narratives were beautifully spun. As the workshop flourished under this shared vision, it stood as a reminder that creativity, like the sea, knows no boundaries and continues to flow, uniting people and places through the artistry that speaks to the human heart. As the years unfurled, the workshop became an emblem of enduring creativity, with its renown growing far and wide. The apprentice, now a sage artisan himself, found joy in cultivating the talents of a new generation, embracing the role of mentor with the same warmth and insight once bestowed upon him by the potter. Within the workshop's vibrant atmosphere, young artisans experimented with merging old techniques with fresh innovations, their creations testaments to the invigorating spirit of Alexandria. The once apprentice took pride in guiding them as they wove their own narratives into the clay, ensuring that the city remained a beacon of artistic expression and cultural fusion. One particularly promising student caught the artisan's eye, a young woman with an intrinsic flair for storytelling, her clay vessels adorned with intricate tales of her ancestral land. Her work resonated deeply within the ever-evolving walls of the workshop, and her imaginative designs soon garnered admiration. The artisan saw in her the very spirit that had once propelled him forward, and he cherished the cycle of mentorship that continued unabated. Together they dreamed of future ventures, perhaps another unveiling beyond Alexandria's borders, echoing the journeys that had shaped the artisan's life. In this way, the workshop remained not just a place of craft, but a living, breathing testament to the boundless possibilities that grew from shared passions and collective histories, each day renewing the legacy of a city where art, culture, and humanity flourished in harmonious confluence. With every passing year, the workshop became ever richer in its narrative tapestry, drawing in travelers who heard whispers of its magic, stories spun from clay, fired by the sun, and cooled by the sea breeze. Each visitor left with more than pottery. They took home a piece of Alexandria's soul and stories to kindle new fires of creativity. This exchange continued the city's tradition, where every generation added its hues to the vibrant mosaic of cultures. The artisan, now contemplating the twilight of his career, looked on with pride as the young woman, his protégée, took the helm with unwavering energy and passion. Her leadership expanded the workshop's reach, transforming it into an international nexus of artistic and cultural exchange. She orchestrated collaborative projects that invited artisans from around the globe, encouraging them to blend their own cultural narratives with the essence of Alexandria. This endeavor bore fruit as the workshop's influence expanded, echoing with the harmonious chorus of diverse voices united by a shared love for storytelling through art. Standing amidst this ever-evolving community, the artisan felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that the spirit of Alexandria, of openness, creativity, and understanding, would endure long into the future. The legacy was secure, captained by those who carried forward the city's age-old tradition of welcoming and weaving a tapestry of tales, each thread a shimmering testament to humanity's infinite capacity for connection and creation. As the days turned to months, the artisan marveled at how the workshop had become a radiant hub of shared artistry. It wasn't just a place for crafting clay. From morning's first light until night stole across the city, it was alive with ideas, dreams, and stories, each adding to Alexandria's illustrious tale. The protégé's projects began to span continents, with pieces carrying the workshop's distinct signature mingled with global influences, a true testament to the workshop's ethos of unity through diversity. The artisan took solace in the knowledge that the vibrant energy he once harnessed was now being nurtured by new hands, ensuring the relentless flow of creativity that had always defined the workshop endured. Outside, the city of Alexandria thrived, inspired by the workshop's harmony. Merchants, scholars, and curious travelers flocked to its steps, eager to witness the melting pot of creativity and culture firsthand. The protégée, herself embodying the city's spirit, often organized festivals that spilled into the streets, each event a celebration of the myriad cultures that had found a home in Alexandria. Music, laughter, and the rich aroma of spices mingled in the air, each festival offering a new narrative that entwined itself with the city's living history. As the artisan wandered through these gatherings, he felt a deep sense of belonging, a certainty that his chapter in the story of Alexandria was one thread in a vast, colorful tapestry, woven tightly with the stories of those who had come before and those who would come after, each adding to the symphony of human experience. In the quiet moments before dawn, the artisan often found solace walking along the soft sands of Alexandria's shoreline. These solitary walks became a ritual, a time for reflection and gratitude. As the waves gently caressed the shore, he pondered over the indelible experiences of his life, each ripple in the water akin to the ever-expanding reach of his craft. The sea that had guided countless vessels and stories to Alexandria was a constant reminder of life's ebb and flow. It stood as a testament to the journeys embarked upon, the lessons learned, and the legacy left behind. The artisan realized that just as the sea nourished the city, so had the experiences of his life given depth and character to his work and teaching. In the heart of the bustling city, the workshop remained a beacon of creativity, its open doors inviting all who sought inspiration. The protégée, now an accomplished artisan herself, deftly balanced the wisdom inherited from her mentor with her unique vision, propelling the workshop into an era of relentless innovation. Festivals continued to enliven the streets, stories flowed as freely as the melodies carried on the breeze. The artisan watched this unfolding tapestry with admiration and tenderness, knowing his role had gracefully shifted from creator to custodian of memory. His life's work had planted seeds in the fertile soil of Alexandria's rich artistic landscape, ensuring that the spirit of the city, like the sunrise over the Mediterranean, would rise anew with each dawning day, telling stories that would resonate across ages and continents. As the vibrant evening unfolded, the workshop was transformed into a luminous gallery, the play of lantern light casting warm, flickering shadows across the clay creations. Gathered guests moved through the space, each corner offering a glimpse into the young artisan's dreams, where youthful visions danced upon the surface of smooth ceramics. The designs spoke of faraway lands and local legends alike, each piece carrying whispers of the sea and the city's storied past. The artisan watched from the heart of the workshop, noting how each vessel contained not only clay and glaze, but also the hopes and ambitions of their creators. His heart swelled with a comforting sense of continuity, seeing his protégé mentor these emerging talents with a deftness born from years of shared learning. As the night deepened, and stars embroidered the sky, the joyous hum of conversation filled the courtyard. The young artisans gathered under the olive trees, inspired by the success of the evening, and the newfound sense of possibility it had ushered in. Their laughter, mixed with hopeful plans, flowed over the walls, becoming one with the night breeze. The artisan, filled with quiet satisfaction, understood that the legacy of Alexandria's creative pulse was alive and thriving, intricately intertwined with the narratives of each individual who had crossed the threshold of the workshop. And as patrons departed, hearts enriched by the stories they had encountered, the artisan lingered, feeling at peace amidst the familiar echoes of craftsmanship and camaraderie, confident in the knowledge that Alexandria would forever remain a beacon of art and unity, guiding future generations just as it had guided him. In the weeks that followed, the artisan took comfort in the gentle routine of life in Alexandria, savoring the simple pleasures that surrounded him. Each morning he strolled along the shoreline, gathering inspiration from the ever-changing seascape. These walks grounded him, reminding him of the cycles of nature and creativity. The city, bustling with life and stories, continued to be a muse, offering glimpses of the past and whispers of the possibilities ahead. The workshop, now synonymous with innovation and unity, thrived as a beacon, attracting diverse souls eager to share in its legacy. As time wove its familiar pattern, the artisan began to spend more moments reflecting in the quiet corners of the workshop. He watched with pride as his protégé and the young artisans carried forward the traditions he and his mentor had cultivated. His heart full, he knew he had fulfilled his role in Alexandria's grand narrative. With his legacy secured in the capable hands of future storytellers, he allowed himself the luxury of stepping back, content to contribute in quieter, more introspective ways. In such moments, he found profound peace, trusting in the seamless continuity of his beloved city's story, a timeless saga of art, culture, and humanity, one that would continue to bloom, nourished by the dreams and imaginings of countless generations yet to come.